Hey, everybody. How are you today? It is Wednesday, September 6th, and I'm Jen Ocknan, former Run on Duncan gal turned integrative health practitioner. And I am here bringing you 30 days of wellness lives. Every business day, Monday through Friday, except I did take Labor Day off. For 30 days, I'm going to be live here on LinkedIn at 12 p.m. Eastern Time for 30 minutes or less, talking about topics related to wellness, generally specializing in generally overall wellness, but then getting very specific on some women's issues too. What I do as an integrative health practitioner, I have chosen to specialize in creating results for professional women 40 up so that they can balance hormones, manage their weight, help their body composition, deal with the crazies that we all get with midlife change, and also, just feel healthy, strong, sexy, and confident. Because I don't know any woman who doesn't want that. We don't need to stop feeling sexy just because we're hitting the big pause, right? As I stated, I'm going to be 50 in October. I'm getting a big t-shirt that says 50 and fabulous. And I just don't see my life getting worse at all. I see it getting better and better. There's so many things that I want to accomplish and that I want to do. And let's be honest, it's totally awesome not to have your period. So some people might think it's a little weird that I'm talking about this on LinkedIn. I think it needs to be talked about more. Over half the population is women, and we're all going to go through this midlife transition, and it can cause a host of issues. Now, menopause can be amazing. It can be terrible. And a lot of this just depends on how you prepare for it. What is your current state of health? So for my ladies, they're in their 40s, they're probably in that decade of perimenopause, right? Because perimenopause can last for about a decade before you hit full menopause. So there could be all these things that you're experiencing that you don't realize have to do with your hormonal cycle, but it does. But the sooner that you get the big boulders taken care of, right? Quality sleep, quality food, quality of movement, quality of the air that you breathe, managing that stress, getting great routines or foundations in place in these areas can really help you ride the wave of that hormonal chaos, because things are always going to shift, right? I'm still managing my shifts and I'll continue to manage those, but I've got strategies, I've got a strong foundation, and I just know I can always make it better, and it's not going to last forever, right? But since women are living longer and longer, right? And if you think about it, perimenopause starts at our age 40. That's like 50 years we're going through this time in our lives. So ladies, the longer you wait, the harder it is going to be for you to enjoy the second half of your life, right? Don't you want to be able to get up out of a chair, move, go exercise, go dance, travel, do the things that you want to do? If you want that, please start taking care of yourself now, right? So today I want to talk about a subject that is near and dear to everybody's hearts, men, women alike. I want to talk about sleep. Okay. Sleep, so important. And in general, most of us aren't getting enough sleep, and the quality of our sleep sucks, quite frankly, right? So we're waking up, we're taking a long time to get to sleep. It's taking us forever, once we wake up to get back to sleep at night. Our sleep cycles are just a total mess. I had a fantastic Zoom this morning with a woman. She's a IT leader based out of Canada, and she's considering doing my Fatigue to Fabulous program. Because enrollment to Fatigue to Fabulous for fall, it is going on right now. Spots are limited because of the concierge hands-on nature of the program, but just wanted to throw that little reminder out there. But so we're having this amazing conversation this morning, and one of the things that I wanted to ask her about is her sleep, because her stress level she listed was a 10 out of 10. Right. So I'm like, wow, what is going on? And she said that just her mind is always racing. And she was really trying to keep good hours in, like getting to bed around 9, reading for an hour, turning out the light at 10, but she's always waking up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it can take her as many as 2.5 hours to get back to sleep. And then she's only got about an hour or so before she has to get up to start her day, right? This is all too common. I hear this all the time, right? Does anybody relate with this at all? If it does, drop a thumbs up in the comments. If you are struggling with your sleep in some way, shape, or form, I want to know. Go ahead and put that on there. And if you are watching this on the replay, hello, hello, hello. Like I said, it is Wednesday. It is September 6th. This is my 16th episode here. So again, just say hi, put hashtag replay, and I'd love to answer any questions that you do have. So, lovely woman I was speaking with this morning, and she's really suffering with sleep. So what I thought we could do for the next, say, 20 minutes or so is just talk a little bit about sleep, meaning, number one, why is our sleep so poor? Number two, how can we improve really the quality of our sleep? And if you need to reset your sleep schedule or your diurnal rhythm, what's a quick and simple way that you can do that? Okay. So first, again, why are we sleeping so poorly? Right? There's so many reasons for this. I'm just going to hit on a couple of them. But number one is, like I said, our stress, right? As Americans, I just heard the statistic yesterday. I'm watching that show about the blue zones on Netflix. Anybody else watching that? I got up to episode 3, just absolutely phenomenal. I love this information. It's all about longevity, right? Why are people living longer and healthier, right? So one of the things that they talked about is the statistic that Americans in general are 20% more stressed, more chronically stressed than other populations in the world, and especially in the blue zones. And so that mind being racing all the time really is going to have a huge impact on how soon that you can get to sleep and how soon you can stay there, right? I mean, how many of us have just laid in bed at night staring at the ceiling and you just cannot get your mind quiet, right? All too often. Another thing is technology, right? We've all heard about blue light blockers, all the things. If you didn't know this yet, if you haven't heard this, scrolling on your phone, watching reels for an hour before you go to bed is guaranteed to interrupt your sleep. Why? Because the blue light on here actually stimulates your mind. That's the opposite of what we want to do, right? Going to sleep with the TV. I have so many clients who say, yeah, I just fall asleep to the TV every night. Well, I do too sometimes, but I don't have disrupted sleep. But if you are having disrupted sleep, you really need to think about turning off all sources of blue light for a good hour to 2 hours before you want to be sleeping. You got to let that mind calm down. Now, let's think of an example though. A lot of people say, Jen, I like to read before bed. Okay, but what are you reading? Are you actually reading a book? Like a book? Like my favorite book that I'm reading right now, 10x Easier Than 2x. Anybody read this book? Phenomenal. This is a real book though. There's no blue light coming out of this. I have a Kindle too, but I don't read my Kindle before bed. Again, blue light. Now, you can wear blue light blocking glasses while you're reading, and that will fix that. But again, the blue light and the noise and the stimulation from something like the TV or videos and reels on your phone, not going to cut it, right? The other thing, let's think about this from a hormonal perspective, right? Did you know that melatonin isn't just a supplement you take, right? It's a hormone that your body produces. And if you've watched any of my shows about hormones, you know everything in your body, everything is in pairs, right? We've got a yin and a yang to thing. So cortisol and melatonin are our yin and yang, right? Like really early in the morning, our cortisol levels are starting to rise to help us wake up and to help us get into the day, right? That's when our melatonin levels are falling. What happens in the evening? The opposite of that, of course, right? Cortisol levels should be going down while melatonin levels are going up. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, their cortisol levels can be just at different areas, doing a different line. Hi, somebody said hi, but I can't see your profile. So thank you so much for joining. But your curve is out of balance, right? Your cortisol could just be high all the way across the board, or it could be spiking at night. That's something that can be determined on a functional lab or just by really answering a sleep questionnaire. But if you're getting older, you're going through menopause, right? What's happening? There's a general decline in hormone production, and melatonin can be one of those, right? So, those are just some of the reasons that our sleep can be disrupted, right? So, let's switch gears for a second. How do we want to get better sleep? How can we do that? What are some simple things? I have got a whole checklist that if you guys want to download, you can go to tinyurl.com/F2F sleep, and you can download my sleep checklist. And I'm going to go through some of those things right now. But one of the things, a big one, especially if you're looking at weight loss, right? We've all heard of intermittent fasting. Believe some of your best fasting, or actually the best fasting, happens at night, right? Not first thing in the morning, especially if you're a woman with declining hormones. Please don't fast in the morning, right? What you do instead is you eat your dinner a little bit earlier. Try and finish by 6:37. I know that sounds crazy. 6. It's not me. I'm honestly, I finished eating brown by 7:30. That's good. That's good for me. But then you give yourself 2.5, 3 hours before you're going to bed. So all that food is going through and it's being digested. It's going to help you sleep better, right? You're not being woken up by the activity of your body digesting a bunch of food from your meal. You're not dealing with a blood sugar spike that could wake you up, right? So if you are a night owl, if you are either eating dinner late or if you are snacking late at night, and especially if they are snacks that are high in sugar, high in fat, absolutely that's going to impact your sleep. So try and make some cutbacks there. Now, another thing that you can do, one of my favorite things you can do, is just make sure that you're setting your room up for success, right? Your environment is critical, just like any environment. If you have a goal, you should always make sure that the area of your house that is most closely associated with that goal serves it. What do I mean by this? Perfect example. You're starting a weight loss program, yet your kitchen is a mess and it's filled with junk food and you don't have anything to cook with. That's not going to help you eat healthy, right? So what do? Clean out the junk. Wash your fridge. When's the last time you washed and wiped out your fridge? Clean your pantry, get yourself organized, get yourself an air fryer, right? And then we're ready to go. We're ready to make some great healthy meals. Same with your bedroom. If your bedroom is set up where you've got a treadmill and you've got dirty clothes or clean clothes hanging all over it, your bed is constantly in chaos, there's kids' clothes all over the place, or your clothes all over the place, right? Toys, dogs, whatever. That is not a restful environment, okay? It's also not a good environment for intimacy either. Sorry, but who wants to get busy in a room that's just dirty and disgusting and unorganized? So take a look at your bedroom, people. Clean it up, organize it. Make sure that it's dark in there. Try to get rid of anything that's giving off ambient sources of light, whether it's a thermostat, a blinking VCR that, trust me, you can get rid of now. Everything's digital, right? But do you have knockout shades on your windows? Right? Do you have a street light that's coming into your bedroom? Get rid of that, right? Make sure your room is dark. The other thing you want to make sure is your temperature. I don't know what just happened there. Hopefully y'all still there. Is everybody still there? Give me a thumbs up or if you guys are still there. I hope so. Okay. So the other thing you want to do is you want your temperature of your room. An ideal sleeping temperature really is around 68 degrees. You want to be cool because you want to get into that kind of nice hibernation mode in your blankets, right? So that contrasting temperature is super important. And let's talk about your bed. What's the quality of your bed sheets? When's the last time you changed your mattress? Right? Are your pillows crappy? Is your bed lumpy? Right? Get some good sleep stuff going on. Okay. Go see my friend Nicole at Linen Reform and get yourself some great bed linens that are sustainable and promote fair labor. Right? She's right here on LinkedIn. She's phenomenal. The other thing that you can do for your room is really, if you've got a TV in there, think about taking it out. Now, I didn't win this battle with my husband, and honestly, I didn't want to win this. We chatted about it, but both of us sleep really well. But if you are having trouble sleep, think about moving that TV right out of your bedroom, okay? And do something different to unwind, okay? So there are some great tips. And if you're just joining me here on this live, I'm Jen Ocknen. We're talking about sleep today. We're talking about how to get better sleep, especially if you're a woman who's going through the perimenopause or menopause, whatever pause it is, and you're dealing with things like hot flashes and night sweats, lack of melatonin production, right? All these things going on. So make your bedroom a sanctuary. Dark, cool, comfortable, organized, beautiful, right? If you're going to use candles to create a mood, please make sure that they are non-fragrance so that the air that you're breathing is clean. Take out any of those fragrance scented things. I did do a live, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, where we're talking about making your home less toxic. So really fragrance candles, unless they're super clean and natural fragrances, get rid of them, right? Fragrances are the number one thing that can, drive toxic buildup in the body. So let's see what else. Oh, is it noisy? Are you in a noisy area? Could you use something for white noise, right? They have all kinds of fantastic white noise machines. They even have machines that are white noise plus air purifiers, which are awesome. Or you just use an air purifier and probably it's going to hum a little bit, which would be a nice white noise too, right? So again, make your bedroom a sanctuary. Okay, super, super important. So those are some of my top tips there. If you are having night sweats and hot flashes, this is super important and really works. It's one of my favorite hacks got going on. So number one, you can take a hot shower or a hot bath, but don't do it too close to bedtime. Do it like maybe an hour and a half before bed, because you don't want to go to bed already heated up, especially if you're prone to flashing, right? That's just going to make it worse. Hot teas, I'm sorry, they're out. Sip on have some room temperature lemon water instead that you can be sipping on. Much, much better. Don't be drinking hot tea. You're just going to make yourself flash. The other thing is this: you can use two things to control the flashes. One is using an essential oil. Peppermint is amazing for hot flashes. You can basically take a cold cloth, right? Put it on your neck, and then take whatever carrier oil you're using. Like I tend to use a high quality organic coconut or jojoba oil. Take some and then put a few of the drops of the peppermint in it, mix it up, and then just dot that on the back of your neck, on your pulse points, underneath your breasts, right between your breasts. That will help so much. Peppermint is so cooling. And then if you take that cold cloth again and put it just on top of it, you're kind of, oil and waters don't mix, right? So you're putting that water on top of the oil, you're kind of driving it down into your skin, right? Great, great trick for that. The other one, you might seem funny, but I'm telling you, it's amazing, especially if like your partner that you're sleeping with is a hot sleeper. So take 2 plastic water bottles, freeze them, and then put them in some socks, like athletic socks, tube socks. And then when you go to bed, put one on either side of your hips. Now, hopefully it doesn't roll out and wake you up in the middle of the night. But what it does do is it gives you some great, like, you're warm, you're comfortable. If you're like me, I like the weight of a blanket on top of me when I sleep. But I've got those frozen ice packs on either side of my hips to keep me cool. So good. So good. The other thing I would do is make sure that when you're sleeping, whatever sleepwear that you are wearing, make sure it's a nice breathable cotton, not something that is going to keep and trap that body heat in on you. Okay? So those are some of my favorite hacks for dealing with the night sweats. And then, of course, supplementation is great. I'm all about supplementation, right? If you know me, what do I say all the time? I am reducing toxicities, restoring deficiencies, and fixing root cause imbalances. So if your melatonin production is low, what do you need to do? You should supplement with some melatonin, right? Get a high quality melatonin, supplement with that before bed. I have a couple different companies that I use. If you want a recommendation, send me a DM. This is something that we also, again, I talk to my clients about if they enroll with me in Fatigue to Fabulous, which enrollment is now opening. But get yourself some good melatonin, right? To help you drift into sleep, to help you stay asleep. Okay. So if you're just joining me or you're watching again on the replay and just coming in, what we're talking about is quality of sleep. And this is applicable to everybody, but I've also added some hacks for my ladies who are currently experiencing the symptoms of the pause, whether it's the peri or the meno. And so we talked about why your sleep is disrupted. I just went through, 5, 6, 7, 8 things you could do to improve the quality of your sleep between the environment that you're sleeping in, and some things that you could do to resolve the hot flashes. And I guess I'm going to close with, what if, you are just going to bed so late and you want to go to bed earlier, right? From an Ayurvedic perspective, right? That's one of my modalities or backgrounds as an integrative health practitioner is Ayurvedic health, traditional Chinese medicine, orthomolecular, functional naturopath, all these things in my background. So if you're talking about Ayurvedic medicine, 6,000 years old, they know what they're talking about, right? The body does its biggest amount of reset and fat burning at night. What do I mean by reset? Hormonal reset, blood sugar reset, right? And fat burning. Boom. And the best hours for that generally, and this is so general, right? But 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So if you're not even getting into bed until 12 and it takes you a half an hour to fall asleep, you're missing a lot of prime time to get your body reset. So maybe you want to start to going to bed earlier, but you're not quite sure how to do it. The simplest way to reset your diurnal rhythm, or it can be called your circadian rhythm, right, is really number one is you've got a 30-minute rule, right? Try to go to bed consistently within 30 minutes, same time every night, right? Super, super simple there. The other thing you want to think about is, yes, there's all the studies, if you listen to Sleep Doctor about your chronotype, what type of sleeper you are and how your chronotype changes from your infant to as you age. And that really does have to do a lot with your melatonin curve. But ultimately, we should be up when the sun is rising and we should be sleeping when the sun sets. If you think about way early on, right? When people were sleeping outside or in caves, what were they doing, right? They get up when the sun rose, they go to bed when the sun set. Our bodies are tied into that rhythm. So even today, if you went out and camped and you were out in the wilderness for 2 weeks and you didn't have any artificial stuff and you went pure nature, wow, you would reset your sleep rhythm really fast. It would absolutely attune to the sun. So most of us aren't going to do that, right? It's not practical. I'm not going to do that. But what you can do is every night, like for a week, try and set your sleep time back 15 minutes. Okay. Then the next week, set it back by another 15 minutes. Then the next week by another 15 minutes. So if you want to set it back an hour, 2 hours within a couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, you can do that. You can't do too much all at one time. It's just going to throw you off. It's like when you fly across time zones, right? General rule of thumb I've heard, which, I travel back and forth to Europe quite a bit. It seems to be true. It's like a day for every hour in time change it takes me to adjust. So if you really want to adjust in a nice gradual way, your diurnal rhythm, so you can sleep better, 15 minutes a week. 15 minutes a week works. Oh, this is not soda. I'm obsessed with this. This is my new favorite sparkling water, Spindrift. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's just sparkling water and then squeezed fruit juice. So good. Most sparkling water or those waters out there that are flavored and they see zero sugar, it's zero sugar, but it usually contains sucralose. Sucralose is sugar where they've added a chlorine molecule to it. Why? To take out calories, preserve the taste? No, it doesn't taste the same to me, but you're adding chlorine to your body. Terrible. Spindrift doesn't have that. It's one of the very few flavored sparkling waters that doesn't have sucralose in it. So give this one a try. But anyway, that's it. That's all I have for today. Just a couple things I'm going to remind you of. If you want to download my checklist for quality sleep, here is the URL. And then you will be on my email mailing list. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm sending out emails of the lives in case you miss one. You'll have it right in your email box. And then, of course, I'm sending out great tips as we go through things as well. Usually it's about every, 3 times a week. Right now it's every day because I'm sending out these videos. But you'll get this checklist and then it will be directed to my website. And you can see there's some other great checklists there too. The other thing that I wanted to let everyone know is, again, doors are open for fall enrollment for Fatigue to Fabulous. You can send me a DM here on LinkedIn, or you can send me an email. Spots are limited. This is a concierge one-on-one type program, 90 days. Yes, it's really geared towards the ladies. And just like I said, 40 plus, where you want to learn how to balance your hormones, lose weight. Look, the meno belly is real, right? Our metabolism slows down. Our eating habits can change, right? We can either be more hungry or less hungry, like my lady this morning. But either way, it's changing the amount of calories that we're burning. We're losing muscle tone. So you really need to reestablish a strong foundation. Just like I said in the beginning, a strong foundation. Get yourself as healthy as you can now so that you can maintain this going forward, right? Again, perimenopause starts about a decade before menopause. That means right around 40, you're starting to see those hormonal changes. And then once you hit menopause, right, you are definitely more susceptible to the big 3 causes of death: heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes. So get yourself situated now, right? What's that saying? Use it or lose it. It's really applicable now. The longer you wait, the harder it is to get your health back. And I'm not talking about, let's just be clear, right? I'm not talking about competition bikini bodies always. If you want to get that, I can help you do that, right? I wear bikinis, but it's about maintaining a level of health so that you sleep good, you eat good, you move well, you have good energy, you feel like yourself, right? So Fatigue to Fabulous is open for enrollment right now. Again, limited spots because the one-on-one nature of the program. So thank you all so much. If you love these tips, please comment below. I would love to know which one that you are going to try. And if you found value in this, please share it. Hit the little repost with comments and type in, hey, this live with Jen is excellent. Clean up your sleep routine, get better sleep. We all need it. And of course, if you want to find any of my replays, they are on my personal profile, but you can also go to my brand new business profile, Shift into Health. And once I get 150 followers there, I can broadcast directly from StreamYard to both locations, so I don't have to copy it over. And you can click the little ring the bell, and you can always get notified when I go live. So just trying to, in this world of AIs and altered photos and all the crazies, I really just want to get to know you guys a little bit better and let you guys get to know me and what I'm all about and how I like to help. Hey, Brenda. Hello, my friend. Brenda was a client of Fatigue to Fabulous, and she did absolutely amazing. Brenda, I hope you're doing fantastic. Akmain, thank you so much for joining. And that's it for today. Have a great day, everybody. And I will see you here, same time, same place tomorrow.